All right, Gary, buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you is going to sound like something straight out of a really good sci-fi movie. Or maybe, just a really ambitious dream from a brilliant, slightly eccentric scientist from over a century ago.
Oh, you've got my attention, Jim. Slightly eccentric scientist usually means we're talking about someone with big ideas, probably involving lightning and possibly pigeons. What's the scoop? Are we finally getting hoverboards, or have they perfected teleportation?
Even better, my friend. We're talking about electricity through the air with no wires. That's right. No plugs, no cords, no tangled mess under your desk that currently resembles a bowl of angry black spaghetti. Just zap power floating through the air like an invisible electric breeze.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on a second. Did you just say no wires? Like for real, real? Not some conceptual thing that's decades away, but something that's actually happening?
Actually happening, my friend. Brilliant researchers in Finland have achieved this. And you know who would be absolutely cheering about this from the great science lab in the sky? None other than Nikola Tesla himself. He'd probably lean back, puff on an imaginary cigar, and say, "Finally, took you long enough."
Tesla, of course. I remember reading about his vision for a world wireless system, beaming power across continents. Most people thought he was, well, brilliant, but also a bit bonkers, like you said. So Finland is basically telling the world, hey, Nicola, you are right. That's amazing.
Exactly. Over 100 years ago, he envisioned this exact future. He imagined towers that could just beam power, much like radio stations beam music today. And now we're seeing the very early, very real stages of that dream come true. It's not just a pipe dream anymore.
But how does it even work? I mean, my brain immediately goes to like lightning bolts shooting across a room, which, not ideal for charging my phone or myself. Is it safe?
That's the beauty of it. It's not like that at all. This new technology sends energy as electromagnetic waves. Think of it like a highly focused invisible radio wave, but instead of carrying sound, it's carrying power. And then special receivers can just catch these waves. It's kind of like a lightning bug in a jar, except the lightning bug is power and the jar is your phone, or your laptop, or your electric car.
Okay, a lightning bug in a jar, I can picture that. So my phone just charges while sitting on the table? Like passively without me even thinking about plugging it in?
Precisely. Imagine walking into your home or office, placing your phone on a surface, and boom, it starts charging. No fumbling for cables, no trying to figure out which way the USB-C goes in the dark. Your laptop powers up without a cord. Your electric car sips energy from the air like it's drinking an invisible, perfectly chilled smoothie.
An invisible smoothie for my car. I like that. So the era of the charger hunt could finally be over? Because honestly, that's like 30% of my daily stress. Where's the charger? Who took my charger? Is this even my charger?
Gone. Think about it, Gary. No more tripping over cords. No more breaking chargers because you yanked it out too hard. No more trying to untangle that Gordian knot of wires behind your entertainment center. The sheer convenience factor alone is just massive.
That's actually a huge deal. My cat loves to help with my charging cables, which usually involves a lot of chewing. So a world without accessible cables is a world where my phone might actually survive past lunchtime. But beyond the convenience, what are the bigger implications? I mean, this feels like it goes way beyond just charging our devices.
Oh, it absolutely does. This is where it gets really transformative. Think about traditional power lines. They're incredibly costly to build and maintain, right? Miles and miles of expensive copper cables stretching across the land like, metal spaghetti highways. They're fragile, susceptible to storms, and let's be honest, not exactly nature's best friend visually.
True, and when a storm hits, the power goes out, and suddenly we're all, lighting candles and wondering what people did before Netflix. It's a very centralized, vulnerable system.
Exactly. But wireless electricity, it can travel to remote areas where laying down traditional infrastructure is either impossible or prohibitively expensive. It can jump over mountains, cross rivers, and keep working even when the weather throws a major tantrum. Imagine villages in remote regions suddenly having access to reliable power, completely bypassing the need for miles of cables.
That's a game changer for developing nations or even just rural communities here at home. No more, sorry, we can't get power there, it's too difficult. You just beam it over. That's incredible. And for things like renewable energy, like solar farms or wind turbines that might be in really remote, optimal locations?
Precisely. This could completely revolutionize renewable energy systems. You could have massive solar arrays in the desert or wind farms offshore, and then just transmit that energy wirelessly to where it's needed, efficiently and with far less infrastructure cost and environmental impact. It opens up so many possibilities.
So we're talking about a world where our smart cities aren't just smart because of interconnected devices, but because the very energy grid itself is intelligent and invisible. Electric vehicles could just be like passively charging as they drive down a street or while parked in a garage without ever plugging in?
That's the vision. Imagine charging lanes on highways or parking spots that are essentially charging pads. Your EV never runs out of juice because it's constantly sipping from the invisible energy stream. Smart cities become truly smart, truly connected, and incredibly resilient. Every gadget we can't live without could be constantly powered. The whole landscape of how we interact with energy changes.
It almost sounds too good to be true, like, what's the catch? Is there a limit to how far these electromagnetic waves can travel efficiently? Or is there some kind of interference issue?
Well, obviously it's still early days and there are challenges to scale and efficiency. They're working on maximizing the range and minimizing any energy loss. But the core breakthrough, proving it's possible and doing it safely and efficiently enough for real-world application, that's huge. It's about optimizing the receivers, perfecting the transmitters, and making sure the zap is efficient and targeted.
So it's not like the whole city is just bathed in raw power and we're all glowing like Chernobyl tourists. It's a focused, deliberate transmission.
Exactly. Think of it like Wi-Fi for power. You're not just getting random internet waves everywhere, you're connecting to a router. Same principle here, but for energy. Tesla called it the World Wireless System, and Finland just gave it a modern, safe, and viable upgrade.
That comparison makes it a lot clearer. It's not just a free-for-all energy explosion, it's a controlled network. And this has been a dream for, over 100 years? It really puts into perspective how long some scientific visions take to come to fruition, but when they do, they can change everything.
Absolutely. It really makes you wonder what else is out there, lurking in old notebooks just waiting for the technology to catch up. Beyond the science, it just sparks the imagination, doesn't it? A world where energy flows invisibly through the air, powering everything around us. It used to be pure science fiction, but it's quickly becoming science fact.
It does. I'm already imagining my next camping trip without a portable charger, just, setting my phone down on a rock and watching it fill up, or having all the outdoor lighting just on without any messy wiring. The implications for smart homes, too, are huge. No more drilling holes, just energy everywhere you need it.
Think about industrial applications, too. Robotics, drones, manufacturing lines, all continuously powered without the constraints of wires or battery swaps. It's about removing a fundamental bottleneck that has limited technological progress for so long.
That's a huge point. Batteries are heavy, they degrade, they're environmentally impactful. If we can power things directly and wirelessly, that's a massive shift in how we design and use technology across the board.
It means devices can be lighter, smaller, and less reliant on finite battery lifespans. It means a greener future, potentially, if we can pair this with renewable sources even more effectively. Less waste, more efficiency. It's revolutionary.
I'm genuinely excited. I usually try to keep a cool head, but the idea of just walking around in a perpetually charged environment, that's just fantastic. No more low battery anxiety at 3 p.m.
Right? So next time your phone battery dies, Gary, don't ask where's the charger. Just look around, take a deep breath, and say, is the air turned on yet? Because Finland's breakthrough proves that the future doesn't always arrive with a bang.
It arrives with a quiet, invisible zap. I like that. And somewhere Nikola Tesla is absolutely smiling. He's probably saying, "I told you so. Thanks for bringing this electrifying news to us, Jim. It's definitely sparked my imagination."
My pleasure, Gary. It's not every day you get to talk about science fiction becoming reality and something that makes you genuinely optimistic about the future. Keep an eye on the air, everyone, because it just might be carrying your next charge. We'll catch you next time.